What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self Defense, man. And today's story, man, is just it's pretty brutal for me to read. It's talking about a foster mom who sat on the child and basically crushed him to death because he was quote unquote acting bad. So I'm gonna read off the story real quick. A 10-year-old India boy was crushed to death after his foster mother, who weighed 340 pounds, allegedly sat on him for several minutes because he was acting bad. Jennifer Lee Wilson, 48, was sentenced to 6 years in prison with 1 year suspended to be served on probation, according to the news. She was charged with reckless homicide in the death of Dakota Levi Stevens. On April 25th, police were called to a home in Indiana because the boy was not breathing and turned out to have no pulse. An officer found bruising on the child's lower neck and chest. Officers attempted to resuscitate the boy, but he was transported to a hospital after he died. Wilson told police that the boy had just run away from home and she found him at the neighborhood house and brought him back home. She said he was still acting bad and threw himself on the ground, telling her that he was going to leave. Wilson told police that she attempted to stop him from leaving and she does not know if she tackled Dakota or they fell to the ground. Her intention was to hold him. She said she sat on his midsection for about 5 minutes. Eventually, he stopped moving, but she believed he was faking. "Are you faking?" she asked before she rolled him over and had noticed his eyelids were pale. Wilson then began performing CPR and called 911. The hospital reported Dakota dead. He suffered organ and soft tissue damage, liver and lung hemorrhaging, and other injuries. An autopsy revealed the cause of death as mechanical asphyxia, and the matter of death is homicide. Brutal. The neighbors told officers that Dakota ran to her house before the medical emergency and asked her to adopt him because his parents hit him in the face. The neighbors said she did not observe any signs of injury on the boy. Wilson then came to take her son back. Dakota was 4'10", 91 pounds, while Wilson was listed at 4'11", 340 pounds. I don't have too much to say about this, man. This is a bizarre story. A foster parents, they have a tough job, but never in my years have I heard of anybody just sitting on somebody. I have heard of abuse and all that in foster care and stuff like that, but this is just crazy, man. And it's crazy how quickly things can go out of hand and get out of control. I'm sure she wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna crush him to death or whatever, but to sit on somebody, and not just sit on him, you know how much you weigh, and this is not me picking on somebody's weight, but still, man, that's brutal, man. And they said he died from asphyxia. That was straight up torture, man. And she's getting 6 years. I don't know if 6 years is enough, but that's not for me to decide. But it just goes on to say, man, it's like things can happen anytime, anywhere. Attackers can come from any angle, So you never know. It seems that the boy did cry out for help. And then right after that cry for help, man, he died. So I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough on that end, man. But man, just a crazy story, man. But that's all I got for this one. I'll see you on the next.